Fluent Fox Podcast.
Learn English by listening.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Ever had a story to tell but just couldn't make people care? Well, what if I told you that storytelling isn't just a talent, it's a skill you can master?
And the best part? Today, we've got someone who's actually done it. Ryan, a guy who's coached over 500 speakers, helped brands craft viral narratives, and even trained TEDx speakers, is with us today.
Yup. He's taking over this episode to show you how to become a master of engaging storytelling, the kind that sticks in people's minds.
But before we jump in, if you're new here, hi, I'm Eliza.
And I'm Nick, and you're listening to the Fluent Fox Podcast, where we help you grow in your personal life and learn real, powerful English just by listening. And don't forget, there's a free PDF in the description below. It includes today's entire conversation in written format, plus a mock test with comprehension and grammar questions.
So make sure you download it, read along if you like, and take the test after the episode to lock in what you learned.
Also, stick around till the end for our segment called Vocabulary Boost. That's where I'll break down the most useful and tricky words from today's talk, so you can actually use them.
And one more thing, listen closely. You'll pick up some amazing phrases and idioms throughout the episode that'll make your English sound so much more natural.
All right then, time to learn the art of storytelling from the master himself. Ryan, the mic is all yours.
Hey there, everyone. First of all, thank you so much, Nick and Eliza, for that warm welcome. And to all of you listening, I'm super excited to be here with you today. My name is Ryan, and I've been teaching storytelling for more than 7 years now. I've worked with over 500 speakers, trained TEDx presenters, and helped companies and creators build stories that people actually remember. Now you might think, but Ryan, I'm just learning English. Can I really become a good storyteller? And my answer is yes. 100% yes. Everyone has stories. And if you can speak even a little bit of English, you can learn how to share those stories in a way that's interesting, clear, and unforgettable. So, let's jump into it. Today I'll share with you how to master the art of storytelling, step by step. And don't worry, I'll speak slowly, use simple language, and whenever I use a new phrase or idiom, I'll explain it to you right away. Let me ask you something. Have you ever sat with a friend who tells a story, and suddenly, everyone stops and listens? That's because storytelling is powerful. In fact, there's a saying, facts tell, but stories sell. Let me explain that. It means people don't always remember facts or numbers, but they remember stories. Even in business, storytelling is more powerful than just giving information. So, if you're learning English and you want to become confident, becoming a good storyteller is one of the best skills you can build. The first rule of storytelling is, don't make it complicated. You don't need big vocabulary, fancy words, or long sentences. Start simple. Tell your story like you're telling it to your best friend. Here's a phrase I love. Don't beat around the bush. Let me explain. This means, don't avoid the main point. Just say what happened directly. So don't beat around the bush. Get straight to your story. Where were you? What happened? How did you feel? People don't connect with perfect stories. They connect with real ones. Even if your English is not perfect, tell your real experience. Let me tell you a short story. When I gave my first speech, I was so nervous I forgot what I had to say. But instead of running off the stage, I smiled and said, "Looks like my brain went on vacation." Everyone laughed. That's another idiom. My brain went on vacation. It means I completely forgot what I was doing or saying. And that moment, it made people connect with me. So remember, your story doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be honest. Good stories have feelings. Fear, joy, surprise, sadness. There's a saying, if you can feel it, they can feel it. Which means, if you speak with real emotions, people will feel those emotions too. So don't be afraid to say things like, I was scared. I felt proud. I couldn't stop laughing. And you know what? These emotions also make your English more alive. Now this is very important. There's a storytelling rule. Show, don't tell. Let me explain. This means instead of saying, I was angry, show how you were angry. Example, instead of saying, I clenched my fists and stared at the wall, say, I clenched my fists and stared at the wall. Can you feel the difference? It paints a picture. That's storytelling. Every good story has 3 parts. 1. Beginning. Set the scene. Who, where, when. 2. Middle. The action. What happened? 3. End. What did you learn? What was the result? This structure helps people follow your story easily, and it keeps your English clear too. There's an old saying, don't put the cart before the horse. That means, don't do things out of order. So always tell your story in the right order. It helps your listeners stay with you. Repetition helps people remember. It also helps you speak more smoothly. Let's say you're telling a story about trying to learn how to cook. You can repeat a line like, I tried, I failed, I tried again. That rhythm makes your story catchy and easy to follow. Here's a phrase that fits. If at first you don't succeed, try again. This means, keep trying even if you fail the first time. And that's also a good mindset for learning English. Talk to people, not at people. Even in storytelling, ask questions like, have you ever felt that way? Do you know what I mean? It keeps your listeners involved. There's another great idiom, break the ice. This means make people feel comfortable, especially in the beginning. So, if you feel nervous, start your story with a light joke or a personal detail. It helps you break the ice. Small details make your story vivid, colorful. But don't add too many, or people get bored. Let's compare. I went to a place. It was nice. I went to a small coffee shop. The smell of fresh bread was everywhere. The old man at the counter smiled like he'd known me forever. See the difference? You don't need big words, just the right words and simple images. Storytelling is a spoken art. Here's an English saying, practice makes perfect. It means the more you practice, the better you get. So talk to yourself, record your voice, practice in front of a mirror, or tell your story to a friend who's also learning English. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. One of the best ways to learn storytelling is to listen to good storytellers. Watch TEDx talks. Listen to podcasts like this one. Notice how people speak, how they use pauses, emotions, and phrases. And slowly, you'll start doing the same. There's a phrase for this too. You become what you consume. That means the things you listen to and watch shape how you speak and think. So choose good content. Before I go, I just want to say one last thing. Don't be afraid to tell your story. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. If you keep waiting until your English is perfect, you'll never start. So start now. Speak now. Tell your story now. Here's a final proverb I love. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It means, even big goals start small. So take that step. Tell one small story today, and tomorrow tell another. And with every story, you'll become a better speaker, a better thinker, and a better version of yourself. Thank you so much for listening. I'm really proud of you for being here and learning. Nick, Eliza, back to you.
Wow, that was powerful. Thank you so much, Ryan, for such a heart-to-heart session. I personally learned a lot, not just about storytelling, but how to communicate with impact.
Absolutely. Ryan, your journey and your way of explaining things, it was truly inspiring. Thank you for being with us.
All right, Eliza, now give me a minute. Because it's time for our vocabulary boost segment. This is the part where we help our viewers understand some of the tough words and expressions used in the episode and make it easier for them to remember. Let's dive right in. First we have clenched. It means to close your hands tightly, usually because of anger or strong emotion. Examples: he clenched his fists in frustration. She clenched her jaw before replying. Vivid. It means very clear, detailed, or colorful, especially in descriptions or memories. Examples: he gave a vivid description of his travel to Africa. Her dreams are always so vivid. Repetition. It means saying or doing something again and again. Examples: repetition helps you memorize things better. He improved through the repetition of his speech. Unforgettable. It means so good or special that it stays in your memory forever. Examples: that was an unforgettable performance. Our trip to the mountains was unforgettable. Clarity. It means being clear and easy to understand. Examples: the speaker spoke with great clarity. Her writing lacks clarity. Break down. It means to explain something in a simple way. Examples: can you break down the topic for me? The teacher broke down the lesson, step by step. Left arrow. It means start something quickly. Examples: let's jump into the next chapter. He jumped into the new job without thinking. Run off. It means to leave quickly, often unexpectedly. Examples: she ran off during the meeting. The dog ran off into the forest. Run off. Come up with. It means to think of an idea or plan. Examples: she came up with a great solution. I couldn't come up with anything to say. That's a wrap for the vocabulary boost segment. And we are back again. Aliza, what a ride that was.
Absolutely, Nick. I genuinely feel like I'm walking away with a superpower today. Ryan didn't just teach us storytelling. He told us a story we'll never forget.
Right? And to all our listeners out there, here's what I want to tell you before we say goodbye. If you can learn how to tell a story, you can change the way people listen to you. Whether you're speaking English or just expressing yourself in life, stories connect hearts, and you have that power inside you.
You don't need a perfect accent. You don't need fancy words. All you need is the will to grow, one step at a time. And we're here to take those steps with you.
Now, listen. If you've come this far in the podcast, that already means something. It means you're not here to stay average. You're here to transform. And trust me, the next episode we're dropping will take your learning and your life to the next level.
So don't even think about missing it, because what's coming next is not just another podcast. It's an upgrade for your English, your mindset, and your goals.
Till then, keep listening, keep learning, and keep becoming the person you were meant to be. This is the Fluent Fox Podcast, and we'll see you in the next one.